The story of the most mysterious queen in history, Queen Balqis, is mentioned in the Qur'an. She was the ruler of a powerful kingdom that stretched from South Arabia to parts of Africa. Many unbelievable things are said about her. Some people even claim she was half human and half jinn. But could Prophet Sulaiman, who had control over the jinn, really have married a jinn? What do Islamic stories say about this? The truth is, this story did not begin with a queen. It began with a small bird, Hudhud, who understood people and brought strange news from far away. This little bird helped a queen who used to worship the sun become Muslim and changed history forever. Bismillahir, Rahmanir, Rahim. Allah says in Surah Yusuf, verse 3, "We relate to you, O Muhammad, the best of stories in what we have revealed to you of this Qur'an, though before it you were among the unaware." The soldiers of Prophet Sulaiman stood gathered, waiting for their leader to inspect them. This was one of the most extraordinary armies in history, made up of humans, jinn, birds, and animals. Even the winds carried Sulaiman wherever he wanted to go. There were humans on foot and horseback, jinn warriors who were invisible, lions and tigers leading the animal forces, and birds such as hawks, falcons, and the special Hoopoe bird, Hudhud, who served as the army's intelligence officer. Hudhud's job was to travel far distances, spy on different regions, learn about the enemy, and return with reports. On this day, however, Hudhud was missing. When Sulaiman approached the army, the whispers grew louder. Hudhud was nowhere to be seen. But Hudhud was far away, in the land of the Queen of Sheba, following a strange feeling inside him. From a tall tree overlooking the city, he observed houses, palaces, and people gathering for a ceremony. He asked another Hoopoe about it and learned that the people were preparing to bow down to the sun. Hudhud then saw the queen herself, Balqis, leading her people in sun worship. Shocked by what he had witnessed, Hudhud flew back for many days until he reached Sulaiman's camp. All the birds surrounded him, angry. A sparrow said, "Where have you been? Our leader asked about you." Trembling, Hudhud flew straight into Sulaiman's tent. He humbly greeted him, and too ashamed to look at his face, focused only on the prophet's hands. He spoke truthfully. "My master, I have brought important news. I found a woman ruling the people of Sheba. She has a magnificent throne and everything anyone could desire, but she and her people bow down to the sun instead of Allah. Shaitan has made their actions seem pleasing to them."
Sulaiman replied that the truth must be verified. He wrote a letter and ordered Hudhud to deliver it. Hudhud flew back immediately, entered the queen's balcony, and hid in the room. The letter slipped from his beak and fell onto the queen's bed. When she awoke, frightened, she opened it. It read, "This is from Sulaiman. In the name of Allah, the most merciful, the most compassionate. Do not be arrogant toward me, and come to me in submission." Confused and alarmed, the queen summoned her council. Some advised war, others suggested caution. In the end, the queen decided to send a magnificent gift to Sulaiman to test his intentions. Meanwhile, Hudhud informed Sulaiman of everything. Sulaiman ordered his army to line up in full strength so the queen's messengers could witness the might Allah had given him. When they arrived, they saw lions, tigers, elephants, birds, jinn soldiers, and even winds carrying the army. They realized instantly that this was not a kingdom built by human power alone. When they presented the gifts, Sulaiman rejected them. He sent a message, "Do you think you can impress me with wealth? What Allah has given me is far better. Return to your queen. If I come to your land with my army, I will drive you out in humiliation." When the messengers returned with this reply, the queen understood the seriousness of the situation. She decided to travel to Sulaiman herself. Meanwhile, Sulaiman held a council and asked, "Who can bring me her throne before she arrives?" A powerful jinn offered to bring it before Sulaiman stood from his seat. But a scholar with knowledge from Allah said, "I can bring it before you blink your eye." Immediately, the queen's throne appeared. Sulaiman ordered parts of it to be changed, including symbols of the sun, as a lesson. Then he instructed his architect to build a palace over water with a glass floor that made it look like a pool. There was a secret reason. Some rumors claimed the queen was half jinn, and jinn often had unusual legs. The glass floor would be a simple test. When Queen Balqis finally arrived, she saw the extraordinary beauty of Sulaiman's kingdom. Her pride slowly melted away. As she approached the palace, she thought the glass floor was water and lifted her dress to avoid getting wet. Her legs were normal, disproving all rumors. This confirmed for Sulaiman that she was fully human. Then he asked her, "Is this your throne?" She looked closely and replied, "It looks very much like it." She realized that her throne had been transported from Sheba and transformed, proving that Sulaiman had powers far beyond human capability. During their meeting, Sulaiman explained the oneness of Allah and the foolishness of worshipping the sun, a creation meant to serve humanity. Her heart opened to the truth. When her advisors came to remind her that it was time for sun worship, she turned to them and said, "You fools, do you still believe the sun is worthy of worship? Shaitan deceived us." They quickly left, fearing what would happen next. Queen Balqis then declared her faith. With deep emotion she said, "My Lord, I have wronged myself. I submit with Sulaiman to Allah, the Lord of the worlds." Soon, her entire kingdom followed her into Islam. And it all began with the small bird, Hudhud, who felt something in his heart and followed it. This Quranic story reminds us of the value of knowledge, the honor of scholars, and that true wisdom is a gift from Allah that requires gratitude.